some decent amount of progress this week. Started looking at the front casting deck. I'm just taking a peek at it right now. I think it's going to get removed. We'll sure up any weak spots, anything like that, and then we'll put it back in, but only after we sure up the hull a little bit. Those are our stringers again. Almost all the foam's out. Just got to scrape them, clean them up a little bit. We took out the entire liner. Don't think that's going to go back in. I think we're just going to clean up the sides here of the hole and lay in a couple extra layers of glass and put some knees in to sure it up a little bit. Transom came out. The inner layer was about a 1/2 inch thick of fiberglass, so that was a little difficult removing that, but once we got through it, the wood was mush, so that came out pretty easy. Just needs a good scraping right now. So yeah, that's where we're at. A couple things I want to talk about when taking out the transom, just because we didn't get to video much of it. It was kind of haphazard and a lot of things were going on at once. I had 3 guys working on this spot right here, so it took a lot, and it took a couple different types of tools. Through the big main tools that we kind of just like dove into it with, and what we really started with was one, we had a little battery powered circular saw, and that just cut some big wide gaps in there, allowed us to peel some different areas out. That allowed us to get into other areas. Another was our why do I always forget the name of this saber saw? A big saw. It's a saw. It's a saw of some kind with a relatively aggressive blade
called the saber saw
on it. That
I don't know where my mind was.
Quite a few things.
Been a long day.
Think of the name of that saw. Another thing that we used was a flush cut saw. So this got us down in some of the corners and things like that. We were able to kind of come in with this and cut out near the bottom. Now, I'm going to show you a few other things too. So, well, actually, once we cut into it, pry bar definitely helped. We had the backside of a hammer worked for some of it, you know, and all while trying to protect this. So we had people like kind of holding this while we peeled off the wood just to make sure that we didn't crack the fiberglass in any way. All right, so let's take a peek, see what we've got. So you can kind of see where we're at right now. We cut the stringers back about 12 inches. We also have it cut right back into the corners here and all the way up. So some of this will need some refinement. Going back into this, we're definitely going to be using a chisel to kind of scrape off these remaining pieces of plywood. And then we'll go back and we'll grind until we're down to good fiberglass. Now from here on out, we're gonna be sanding and grinding and getting down to some good fiberglass. I'll probably use the chisel to get off some of these remaining pieces of wood. And Kuza board is pretty much here. Gotta go pick it up, but it's in Michigan here nearby. And yeah, all our boat supplies are here too. So looking forward to starting to figure out the rest of this thing. One of our next plans is to go ahead and remove this front deck into the backyard so we can access the front portion of our stringers and really beef up the hull a little bit too.
Here, let's line it up with this other one. Oh, the neighbors ain't got it. Oh, it's a fucking dead. It's a skull and bones, bro. Do you have a pen?
The mummy! our new rowboat. It's a really big rowboat.